Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am participating in a hop for the brand new birthday release from Trinity Stamps. They are turning 5 years old. We've got huge Instagram hops for you and this hop right here on YouTube. So I have links to the other hoppers in the YouTube hop with me in the description box below so you can hop along after this for prizes as well. All right, I am using the new Mermazing stamp set. I am creating a slimline shaker card today, and these are all the images in the set so you can see them stamped and die cut out. And here are the ones I'm using for today. I did do an extra set of rocks and fish. I thought I might use those. So let's color her up. I'm starting with R08 Copic marker for her hair. That's my darkest color. Then I'm bringing in R05. I am coloring her to look like my Little Mermaid, like the Little Mermaid that I remember from the movie I love, because I have yet to see the new one. I'm kind of excited to see it now, but sometimes it's hard to watch a remake of something you already love so much, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm going to color her up like that because this just reminds me of like her sitting in her little cave, singing her song about all the stuff she has that's so neat, but who cares? It's no big deal. She wants more. She gets me. She totally gets me. It's like she's been in my craft room. Yeah, I love her. Okay, so now I am coloring up her tail, the plants around her, and the rock. You can see all the markers I'm using there on the screen. If you'd like to color yours similar and have these markers, do that. Or just pull out the markers you have and color what you like with what you have, which is what I always do. And I love the way she turned out and think it's going to be the star of this card, definitely. Okay, so for the rock, I'm using cool gray markers is what I'm trying to say. C4, C2, and yeah, I didn't even use C0 on this one, just 2 colors. And then I colored up my little fish with different colors of turquoise, and there you go. I don't actually end up using the extra set of rocks, but there's all the markers I used if you'd like to replicate that. Okay, this is the Sea Life Silhouette stamp set. And there is a coordinating die set. I die cut, or I stamped it in some purple and some turquoise. I already had some stamped and die cut out in teal. So I'm going to use these 3 different colors to create a background scene on my card. And everything is now die cut and ready to go, but we need a background to put it on. So I have a piece of masking paper that I've cut to look like a sun ray. And in the slimline size, this is my paper currently is 8 1/4 by 3 1/4, but I'm going to end up trimming it down to fit in my shaker pouch, which we'll get to in a moment. I'm using Galactic Sea, or Galactic Stream, I think it's called. It's just this really dark teal color. And so I'm going to go around the edge. I always start with like a really light hand and build up the color because you can always add more, but you can't take away. So light hand at the start and just build it up. So I did that, and then when I'm done, I let this dry for a little bit because there's a lot of ink buildup on that paper, and I find a mask is easier to remove if it's dry, and I really didn't want to mess this up and have any ripped paper there in that white center, and it worked out really good. So now I'm taking the brush with just the ink that's left over on it and going down the center. I didn't want it stark white. I actually wanted it to be a little bit more subtle. And then I'm bringing in Teal Cave, which is just a little bit lighter of a shade than the Galactic Stream I used on the outside. And then I want it to be a little darker at the bottom, so I'm bringing back my Galactic Stream and building up the color so it's darker at the bottom than at the top. And then it's time for splatter. So I just have some clear sparkle splatter I am putting all over this card, and it is gorgeous. So while that dries, I'm going to start getting my pieces together to create my scene. So I have this one piece that kind of goes across the bottom, which I totally love, but in the end, it didn't end up showing up as much as I wanted to. So I'll add this to my card, and here's where I realized I need to trim that off the side, but I also need to trim down my card because my shaker pouch or panel is 8 by 3. So we'll go over that in just a minute. And then once I had that trimmed down, I just started adding in all those bits and pieces, really building up the sides. I really wanted it to look like they're in a cave or a cavern, right? A cavern. And I know this cavern isn't decorated with dingle hoppers and things like that, but it has all these coral and plants and things that really give it that kind of cave-like feel, I think. Anyway, I think it's really fun. Okay, so just alternating colors between the teal, the turquoise, and the purple, and layering things up here and there. And there was like 2 pieces I ended up not using. And then I just trimmed off any of the pieces that hung off of the edge with my scissors. And look at that, it is so gorgeous. But now we get to like add some aquatic life. So I'm stamping this little cluster of fish that's also in the Mermazing set. And I'll stamp that a couple times in different colors of ink, and really it just brings it to life. I mean, oh, look at that. It's so cool. Okay, then I add my 2 little fish here that I stamped and colored, and those are going to go on the inside of the shaker. I've got this tiny jellyfish, also from the Sea Life silhouette set. This stingray, also from the Sea Life. I'm adding a bunch of things from that set. It's just one of those kinds of stamp sets that you can use to add to what you're already have on hand or what you're already using. Like I'm using the Mermazing set. All of those pieces are just going so well with my background, and I can mix and match it because it's just a solid silhouette and it's amazing. I love this set. Also, we have the Mermaid Cove die set that's silhouettes, but just in dies. Okay, here's our 2 new shaker pouches. Actually, we have a whole line of shaker pouches, but these are the slimline. There's a slimline that's 8.5 by 3.5, and then we have the slimline layers that's 8 by 3. So you can make a little bit smaller shaker that has layers on the background, so a border all the way around if you don't want it to go to the edge of your card but still have a border, and I love that. So I am using that layered one, 8 by 3, which is why I had to trim down my paper. And then you just put some ripstick tape on the edges of your panel, lay that onto your shaker pouch there, and then fold up the sides. Only on 3 sides, again, because we want to leave an opening to put in the shaker bits. And the shaker bits I'm using, they are new in the Trinity Stamp Shop in such fun colors. I also like to use my crease tool there to help press down those edges of the shaker pouch. So here we have some new embellishments. The tray that's closest to the card on the right hand side, those are all new colors. They're softer, they're more pearlescent. They are gorgeous. So I'm going to just mix and match a bunch because I have a slimline card here. I kind of want a lot. Plus, I tend to be that person where more is just more, like the Little Mermaid. She wants more. So I am putting in the light, kind of, it's like a teal color, and then the darker and the aqua color. Oh my goodness. It's called Seafoam, that aquamarine color, Seafoam. It's so good. And then I even put in some white ones that are called Pearly Gates. Isn't that cute? I will have a link in the description box below that will take you to the page on the Trinity Stamps site that has the entire new release, because this is like the biggest release I've ever seen. So many cool things. And you're going to see those things in our hop today. So remember, we have an Instagram hop today as well as a YouTube hop today. And we actually have a second Instagram hop tomorrow. There are tons of prizes. So make sure that you're hopping along and doing all the things with us, and maybe you'll get some free goodies. Isn't that fun? Okay, so for my pieces that are going to go on the outside of the card, I am die cutting pieces from my rips and stick paper to create stickers out of my stamped images. Now, I could have put the paper on the sticker paper before I die cut out the image, but you know, hindsight. I stamped the images way before I knew I was making this card. I am also putting a little liquid adhesive. I like the opportunity to move it around easily if I can, and I am all about good adhesion. I want this to stick there forever. So That's why I do that. And I have the little crab on the front there sitting on the rocks, but there just wasn't room for the second set. So I left it off. I'll use it another time. And there they are. So cute. Next, we need our sentiment for the outside of the card, which says happy birthday. There's also a saying in the set that says you are mermazing, which I love, but I didn't end up using it today because I wanted to do a customized sentiment for the inside. So I'm going to do something I haven't done in a really long time, and I did not practice. I wrote this and I went with it and decided I don't hate it. Yeah. So this is going to say to the girl who has everything. I'm using like some sort of shimmer brush pen from Nuvo, and it was just the right color and it did the right thing. I had a little trouble like going between a thin line and a thick line with this kind of brush pen, but like I said, I didn't hate it. So I cut it out with my scissors, just fussy cut around it like a bubble cut. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun. So you could put something in there that was like maybe a gift card for an experience because it's the girl who has everything, or give her a gift card for the craft store. And then you put another saying that says, but wants more. To the girl who has everything but wants more, right? I think that's what I would do. So there is my slimline shaker with the new slimline layer pouch. We also have A2 size shakers and layers and circles. And we have this brand new Trinity treat box with a shaker box add-on. This needs its own video, but you can see I made it to coordinate with this card, and there's the inside. It is the coolest thing ever. So I have a separate video just for this that will be coming out at the end of the day. Here's one of the A2 cards where it goes all the way to the edge of the card. So we have that size as well. But I thought you would want to see that just for fun because it had the mermaid on it also. So be sure to hop along with us and check out the designers in the hop. We have some guests and new design team members. So please check that out and give them some love with some comments. And if you're shopping today with the new release and you spend $100, you're going to get this Party Snake stamp and die set for free. Isn't that cool? Thank you so much for stopping by. I can't wait to show you more stuff with this new release. So be sure to subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you all again very soon on the next video. Happy stamping. Bye.